Why don't we start with you? What was your concept behind Memory first?
The concept behind it was just to show a woman's struggle after, I guess, a breakup. It was actually inspired by our two friends that were in the short film, Danielle and Brody. She moved to Australia, and so we were just kind of showing her struggle of being alone. So,
can you relate to that? Have you gone through that yourself?
Yeah, I guess I have. So, at a young age, it sucks.
Yeah, agreed.
That's definitely, we see a lot of theme here, the how love does hurt on all different levels. My Little Girl, is that the time, did you go on your trip in the movie?
It's kind of open to interpretation. In my interpretation, she goes on the journey. It might not be the one you think she's going on, but she's on to her next step in her life.
Was it based on your own personal struggles?
It's kind of like a fictional interpretation of something I see a lot of my girlfriends going through, like that mid-20s kind of, where are we? We're creative beings. We're not this mold that we feel like we should be fitting into, but we know we need to be doing something different. So it's kind of like looking at my friends, knowing my own journey. Just this kind of thing came out of that, I think. Yeah.
Well, it was very nice to watch. You're a good actress.
Oh, thank you.
And now they're just words. Okay, I'm sorry, I've totally wrote this backwards, but just that was that took me by surprise completely.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, that was a little dark twist to that story. But what came you where did you come up with that concept, or what prompted you to go in that direction with that story?
When I was writing it, I was actually at a concert, but there was a lot of stuff in the news about people being groomed and then taken away to like Vegas or anywhere really, and then never being heard from again. And that's pretty much what the current thing for Canadian anti-sex slave people have been going against, is just awareness. So I had been writing something, and I finally was in a creative writing class at the time for university. I wrote it. My teacher was like, "Hey, this might make a good movie." And this guy, he works all the time, all over the place. He was on his movie as well, so he's like, "Yep, looks good. Let's shoot it." So that's like the entirety of that story.
That was a nicely shot movie, that's for sure. And of course, this classic Noirmare season.
Noirmare.
Did you get any? Is it on television somewhere? Is it going to be broadcast? It's obviously you're shooting for that type of venue.
It's a new media broadcast sort of thing, and we're actually programming another season. But it's going to change in format because the analytics support for online media is much different. So we actually tried to borrow a bit of the broadcast element and throw it on new media. It was a bit of an experiment, and we've learned a lot. So we've got season 2 on the drawing board. It's pretty cool.
I'm always amazed how much I love watching black and white stuff on the big screen. It has not lost its charm or its ability to captivate an audience. And that style, you must love the detective movies and that whole thing, because your dialogue and your whole everything was just riveting. You must have had. Was it hard to rehearse that stuff, or did you improvise some of that? Was that strictly written, or did you guys just live that world in your?
Oh, it was very strictly written. Our scriptwriter was also Schmorance in it, and we actually got to do it as a theater piece. So we got to rehearse for about 2 months and then perform it for about a month and a half, and then about 8 months later we decided we wanted to film it. So it actually, I think because it was so rehearsed that there were so many elements that were lost in doing it on stage but doing it on film. But there was just such chemistry, and everybody knew what they were doing at all times during that film, and so the ensemble really came together, and you knew what everyone was doing it at.
Yeah, everyone's accents were so good. Did you guys rehearse that a lot? Rehearse the accents?
Yeah, that's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
Like we both direct audiobooks in Los Angeles, so it's one of those things where you get used to hearing how things are supposed to be said. And actually, there are people that come in from different regions to record, so you get to hear the genuine sounds while you're actually engineering, and you're like, oh, I'm going to borrow that.
I almost wanted you guys to talk in your accents. I'd like
Well, it was so funny because when we were first thinking it and we weren't sure whether or not we wanted to go that bold with it, so like one night we were directing with the director and we're like, okay, I have this voice, I'm really nervous about it, but what if we borrowed from the 1950s movie, what was it? Well, anyway, she, like, oh my God, sort of thing, like the whole time, and I just got so nervous, and they were like, no, keep it, you're doing that.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's great. I really liked it.
And Dream Girl? Now I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
Good, whatever the name is. Dream Girl. Do you have a Dream Girl? Is there one out there for everyone?
I'm not too sure. For me, it's kind of at the certain time. There's always a certain girl for you out there, but for me at the moment, not yet. So ladies, I am single.
What a great speed dating idea! A short film festival. Great.
Was that based on you?
It was kind
Situation?
of yeah, because I wasn't really too happy with my job and the way things were going with my life. So I kind of always had the idea of just turning around and just taking a whole risk on certain things. Which kind of 6 months later, I did quit my job, and I haven't been happier since. So kind of found myself a new way in life. So yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
And our music mad tonight. Why don't we have a little word with you? Didn't expect to see a video. I wasn't expecting to see a video out there, so that was nice to have a musical con whole template to watch. Have you done more videos? Are you more famous than I know?
Not yet. No. This song was kind of based on initiative, like what guides us, kind of our gravity in certain situations, and working with Mark and Mike here. We've been talking for a couple of years now and just started working together on a regular basis. So
is this a part of an album that you're working on? Like you have more songs in the works?
The album's coming together.
Yeah.
What about other music videos? Is this the first one?
We're working on a grant for a Much grant and trying to step it up a little bit for the next video, have some good concepts, and yeah.
So I think you should say a little rap for us right now.
Oh, really?
I think you should.
Okay. Something a little more deep, I guess, then. Okay, this is for a future project, so this is a little bit early, but it's, excuse me, gum. Why do the men all feel neglected and the women disrespected? Can't you see we played against each other? I guess I should address it. Down to the way you dress, kid, you need it to fit in. Any confidence reflected by the color of your skin. A breath of oxygen to see charisma and enigma. Even Kathy, Sam, and Kim couldn't knock that pride you got within you. If you're smart enough to see it, you could learn a thing they like to fit in. Instead, you waste your youth alone in a cafeteria smitten. And something along those lines.
Oh, nice. For being put on the spot. That was so great. Okay, do we have any questions out there from the audience for any one of our filmmakers? Anything?
I have one.
Yay!
Who had grants and who did it with their own money?
Who had grants and who did stuff with their own money?
We did it entirely with their own money. Really limited amount.
No money?
Yeah. No money, no grants. Very short budget, I guess. No problems.
Yeah, it's always interesting. I'm always, when I watch these films, I'm always, the first thing that comes is how much did that cost and how much time got put into it? Like how much work goes into a project? And it's always great to see what you can do with no money and what you can come up when you do get the chance to get money. And it's just nice to see that the levels of creativity is all inspired by just what is driving you to make your film. So I think that's what's behind it. And festivals like this are what drives the whole thing to just make your art and put it out there.
I have a question for you, actually. Did you get to do this like inside school, or was it like after class, or is it like a course?
It was a mixture of both. It was through our film media studies course at the high school.
Oh.
We did do a lot of like shooting after school, lunch hours, stuff like that. And we have a short film festival at our school as well called Exposure, and it's photography and short films as well. And our film actually won second place at Exposure.
Oh,
so.
well, bravo! Oh, high five. Okay, well, that's all the time we have. We have to move things along here. So we'll be back at 5 o'clock for the Canadian series.
And don't forget about Zanari's. If we're heading over there now, so if you want to come join us, we'll be there, and we'll be back.
Yeah. So another big hand for our filmmakers here, and the big hand for the film festival, ladies and gentlemen.